The doctor's traveling by train.
So it seems that Shadow, Rouge, and Omega teams up again, finds each other, and now they're on a mission to find Eggman to know more answers about Mephiles, since that they can't find Mephiles in the present. So, where would they find Eggman?
Chances are they're going to find him in the laboratory, I believe, and they're going to make their way to his base.
Interesting. So we're now in another action stage, Radical Train. So what will be the direct impact of Radical Train? Because we've seen from Sonic and Silver is the actual pulleys, like from jumping on a crafted pulley, and then it actually builds up to another pulley, so you can jump over to lead to a next platform. So what interesting idea they're going to put in this stage for Shadow?
Well, I don't believe he has to chase any trains in this one. He's gonna.
No, he does.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh. So, well, looks like we're gonna see kind of like a different version of Sonic's now. It's gonna be more speed-based.
So basically at this point in time that Eggman is pretty much controlling the train, and everyone's out to get Eggman at this point in time because Silver's trying to catch up to Sonic, who's chasing the train. Sonic is trying to save Elise that's on the train, and Dr. Eggman, I think, is that he's trying to slow down the train as well to get to Eggman. So everyone's out to get Eggman some point away. So do you still think that Eggman's still like the big part of Shadow and Silver's story?
Yes, but not necessarily. Sonic's main goal is Elise and Eggman, whereas Shadow's main goal is Mephiles and Silver's is Iblis. So yeah, they're following Eggman, but that's just so they can meet, you know, and then after that they resume going on their separate missions.
Yeah. Anyways, I was expecting to see more enemies, like, in most parts of the stage, because, like, you know, the chaos ability from Shadow. So, was it easy or difficult to actually acquire a lot of chaos abilities to raise up his bar than, like, any other stages?
I think so. Like, this stage has a ton of enemies. So chances are we will see his bar constantly full. And of course, since we're not using his chaos powers, it's going to stay full. But you know, there's a ton of enemies. In fact, I believe this level and Flame Core is where he uses chaos powers the most.
Alright. Anyway, like, how many times do you have to, like, hit the train until it wants to stop? Because it seems like the train is still going, and, like, Shadow doesn't have the ability to actually just knock the train down one bit.
You know, I'm not sure how many times we have to hit it.
So, with that scene from the powers from collecting those crystals, it shows that instead of actually having one-ups, like, thrown out everywhere in the map, it looks like there's more crystal energies of that thrown into the map. So that means that that actual bar that gets raised up is much more easier than expected. So, what is there more hidden, like, crystal boxes like that in most other stages of Shadow, or is it just for this stage?
No, this stage is kind of full of boxes and things like that. I don't think that they added more boxes just because it was silver. One thing that I'm noticing now is this portion of the stage for Sonic was a fast-paced, you know, the high-speed area. And for Shadow, it's not. I'm just kind of curious on that.
We can get more high speed if we actually jumped in the vehicle just as now. But, like, that's the problem though, because, like, he actually has to have his vehicle to gain his maximum speed. Now, he used to be a runner like Sonic. So how come we couldn't have the running speed the same as Sonic as he normally did back in the old days? Instead of, like, trying to be dependent on vehicles to actually gain speed.
Well, you know, I'm not sure if... Perfect. You're right, it does seem like he's dependent on the vehicles, but when you think about it, I guess that's his gimmick, you know? Silver has puzzles, Sonic has the speed run areas, and then Shadow has his vehicles. So they each have their own little gimmick.
Oh yeah. So looks like we're in another cutscene, so we'll be back soon after.
Wouldn't the door have been easier? So, what do you want now?
Who is Mephiles? And why are you trying to capture him?
If you want to know, you should go find him yourself. But here's a hint. It's all linked to the Soliana disaster 10 years ago.
The Solaris Project.
Indeed. When you capture Mephiles, you must bring him to me. Then I'll tell you the truth about Solaris.
I knew it! I knew you'd return. You had to.
You again.
This time, there will be no more interruptions! The Iblis trigger must die!
Sonic.
Elise!
Ah! It's time to end this! Mephiles! Why are you getting in my way?
I'm Shadow. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Don't get in my way!
So as beforehand, we saw this battle beforehand with Silver, and I had a bit of a craving for Shadow here because that he was the one that took like the cutscene because of Sonic being a wimp because of the psychokinetic abilities. Like Sonic has to kind of, that's the thing though. Like Sonic could have actually defeated Silver, but it showed Sonic as like a wimp. I don't understand why. Why do you think?
He keeps catching Sonic off guard, and Shadow shows up looking like Mephiles. Catches Silver off guard for once.
Because like, okay, like he got caught off guard with the first battle, but Sonic should have known that he was Silver was gonna come back, and like he had to keep his guard on because he saw him there, but then like he tried to run away, but then Silver caught him again. Like, was Sonic weaker than his last fight because to get caught that easily?
Sonic was focused on other things, namely the princess, and
Perfect.
you know, that's how Silver was able to catch him off guard. Sonic caught an edge, and Shadow comes to save the day. And he gets an S rank while doing it.
Oh yeah. Anyway, we get S rank, 2 solely on the gold medals for 100% completion, I guess. And we'll be back after another cutscene.